Hello everyone, myself Harihara Priyan. In this video, we are going to see all about the AVR microcontrollers. Before getting into the topic, let's see what is a microcontroller and its type. So what is a microcontroller? Microcontroller can be termed as a single on-chip computer with a CPU which includes number of peripherals like RAM, EEPROM, timers, counters, etc. which are required to perform some predefined task. These are not called as computers because computer on one hand perform all general purpose tasks like we can use a computer to run a software or to perform calculations or to store a multimedia file or to access internet through browser. Whereas the microcontrollers are meant to perform only the specific tasks such as switching the AC on or off or switching the fan automatically on or off when the programmed requirements are met. So now we are going to see what are the types of microcontrollers. There are numerous families of microcontrollers which are used in different applications to perform their specific task. Most common of those microcontrollers are 8051, AVR and PIC. In this video, we are going to discuss a lot about the AVR family of microcontrollers. Before getting into AVR microcontrollers, let's see the history of AVR microcontrollers. AVR was first developed by Atmel Corporation in the year 1996. The architecture of AVR was originally developed by Al Feigl, Bohan and Vigard Wolin. AVR derives its name from its developers Al Feigl, Bohan and Vigard Wolin, and R stands for RISC. RISC is nothing but an instruction set for the computer. Before further getting into the topic, we will see what are the instruction set on a computer. There are two different instruction set in a microprocessor or a microcontroller, CISC and RISC. CISC is nothing but complex instruction set computer and RISC is nothing but reduced instruction set computer. CISC has complex decoding of instruction, whereas RISC has simple decoding of instruction. RISC system shortens execution time by reducing clock cycles per instruction, and the CISC system shortens execution time by reducing number of instructions per program. Either way, the RISC gives a better execution than the CISC. So RISC is simpler and faster in operation. The AVR microcontrollers are built in the RISC architecture to make the execution of program very simpler and faster. Now we are getting back into the history of my AVR microcontrollers. 8090S8515 was the first microcontroller invented in the AVR architecture. However, 8090S1200 is the first microcontroller to hit the commercial market. Now the AVR microcontrollers are owned by a company called Microchip Technology from 2016. Now we are going to see why do we use the AVR and why is it so important. AVRs are 4 times faster than PIC microcontrollers. They consume less power and can be operated in different power saving modes. And also they are easy to code. AVRs are specifically designed from ground up to allow easy and efficient programming in high level languages. And the third point is easy to program. The combination of on-chip reprogrammable flash memory and the in-system programming interface keeps the process of transferring software into microcontroller chips simple and easy. And the next point is it is powerful and inexpensive. AVR chips are powerful by performance, and most AVR additionally includes inbuilt peripherals such as UART and ADC. And it is hobbyist friendly. Most of the AVR chips comes in easy to use 8 to 20 or 28 or 40 pin dual inline package, which makes them breadboard friendly and can be ordered in quantities from local sellers or distributors. And the important feature is AVR is built in a RISC architecture. Now we can see what are the types of AVR microcontrollers. There are 3 types of AVR microcontrollers. They are Tiny AVR, Mega AVR and X Mega AVR. Tiny AVR. These have less memory, small size and suitable only for smaller application. Mega AVR. These are the most popular ones and is used in every single applications, and which has an amount memory of 256 KB and higher number of inbuilt peripherals such as ADC and watchdog timer, UART, etc., and are suitable for moderate to complex applications. And the last one is XMega AVR. It is used commercially for complex applications which require large program memory and high speed. Now we are going to see the special features in the AVR microcontroller. As I said, AVR microcontrollers execute most of the instruction in single execution cycle, which means they are very faster and simple to operate, and they can be operated in different power saving modes. Now the following table lists the special features of every AVR microcontrollers. First one is Tiny AVR, which has 6 to 32 pins and flash memory of 0.5 to 8 KB, and the special feature of this is it is small in size. And Mega AVR, it has 28 to 100 pins and its flash memory is 4 to 256 KB, which has external peripherals. XMega AVR, which has 42 to 100 pins, the flash memory is 16 to 384 KB, and the special feature is it has direct memory access, and event system is also included in this AVR microcontroller. And the next thing is we are going to see the architecture of AVR microcontrollers. AVR microcontrollers are based on the advanced RISC architecture and consist of 32x8 general purpose working registers. Within one single clock cycle, AVR can take inputs from two general purpose registers and put them to arithmetic logic unit or ALU for carrying out the requested operation and transfer back the result to an arbitrary register. The ALU can perform arithmetic as well as logic operation over the inputs from the register or between the registers under constant. The single register operations like taking a complement can also be executed by ALU. We can see that AVR does not have any register like accumulator as we seen in 8051 family of microcontrollers. These operations can be performed between any of those registers and can be stored in either of them. Now we are going to see the working of AVR microcontrollers. AVR follows Harvard architecture. Before getting into that, there are two memory architecture. One is Princeton memory architecture and Harvard memory architecture. AVR follows Harvard memory architecture, which means that microcontroller unit has a dissimilar memory address space for the program and the data memory. The AVR follows Harvard architecture format in which the processor is equipped with the separate memories and buses for program and data information. As we said, while an instruction is being executed, the next instruction is prefetched from the program memory. Since AVR can perform a single cycle execution, it means the AVR execute 1 million instructions per cycle if the cycle frequency is 1 megahertz. Okay, now we can see the naming convention of every AVR microcontrollers. In the naming of AVR microcontrollers, this requires three parts. The name is split into three parts. First part is refers to the manufacturer, and the second part refers to the category of AVR microcontroller, and the last defines the memory space of the microcontroller. For example, we can take Atmega 16. In this Atmega 16, AT refers to the Atmel Corporation, which is the manufacturer here, and the middle word Mega refers to the microcontroller belongs to the Mega AVR family, and the last 16 refers to the flash memory of the AVR microcontroller. This is how we name all the AVR microcontrollers based on this nomenclature, and we are going to see a lot about Mega AVR family. Atmega 8, Atmega 16, Atmega 32 were the members of Mega AVR family. They are quite similar in their architecture, but why are they split into three? Because they differ in their operational frequency and the number of interrupts connected and the storage memory. Let's see a table which summarizes all those. You can see all are similar except the operation frequency and the number of interrupts and the input-output pins. These are the members of Mega AVR family. In this video, we are going to see a lot about Atmega 16 microcontroller, which is one of the application of AVR microcontroller. Atmega 16 microcontroller. There are two types of Atmega 16 microcontroller based on operating frequency. Atmega 16, which operates at a range of 0 to 16 MHz. Atmega 16L operates at a frequency of 0 to 8 MHz. Now we are going to see the Atmega 16 architecture. There are input-output ports, internal calibrated oscillator, ADC interface, timers and counters, and also they have three different memory sections such as flash EEPROM, byte addressable EEPROM, SRAM. In this video, we are going to see all about it in detail. Atmega 16 microcontroller. So this is the building block of Atmega 16. There are four ports: port A, port B, port C, and port D. Each port is a 8-bit port starting from 0 to 7. These are the input and output ports in Atmega 16 architecture. Next, we are going to see the block diagram explaining the architecture. So this is a simple block diagram that explains the whole AVR architecture of Atmega 16. So there is an internal calibrator oscillator, and Atmega 16 is equipped with an internal oscillator for driving its clock. By default, Atmega 16 is set to operate its internal calibrator oscillator of 1 MHz. Atmega 16 can be operated using an external crystal oscillator with a maximum frequency of 16 MHz. And there are also an ADC interface. Atmega 16 is equipped with 8-channel ADC with a resolution of 10 bits. And also there is a timers and counters which are inbuilt here. Atmega 16 consists of 2 8-bit and 1 16-bit timer or counter. Timers are useful for generating precision actions. Watchdog timer. So watchdog timer is present in with the internal oscillator. Watchdog timer continuously monitors and resets the controller if the code gets stuck or if any execution action takes more than a defined time interval. And also there are interrupts. Interrupts, Atmega 16 consists of 21 interrupt signals, out of which 4 are external. The remaining are internal interrupts which support the peripherals like USART, ADC, timers, etc. So what is an USART? Universal Synchronous and Asynchronous Receiver and Transmitter. It is an interface which is available for interfacing with the external device capable of communicating serially. And these are the basic architecture, and there are also memory and special purpose registers. Atmega 16 is equipped with 32 special purpose registers which are act as an input or output ports. And there are also memories, 3 different memory sections. First one is flash EEPROM. The flash EEPROM or simple flash memory is used to store the program or burnt by the user onto the microcontroller. It can be easily erased electrically as a single unit. Flash memory is non-volatile. That means it retains the program even if power is cut off. Atmega 16 is available with 16 KB of inbuilt system program flash memory. And the next one is byte addressable EEPROM. This is also a non-volatile memory used to store data like values of certain variables. Atmega 16 has 512 bytes of EEPROM. This memory can be useful for storing the lock code if you are designing an application like electronic door lock. And also there is a SRAM which is of 1 KB. SRAM is nothing but static random access memory. The data is lost as soon as the power is turned off. So it is volatile in nature, and you can see a small portion of SRAM is set aside from the general purpose register used by the CPU and some of the peripheral subsystems of the microcontroller. And also there is ISP. ISP is a in-system programmable flash memory which can be programmed without removing the IC from the circuit. And also there is an SPI. SPI is nothing but serial peripheral interface. Serial peripheral interface port is used for serial communication between two devices on a common clock source. The data transmission rate is of SPI is more than that of USART. And also there is a TWI, which is a two-wire interface and can be used to set up a network of devices. Many devices can be connected over TWI interface, forming a network. The devices can be simultaneously transmit and receive and have their own unique address. And also there is a DAC is equipped with here, which is nothing but a digital to analog converter interface, which can be used to reverse actions performed by ADC. DAC can be used when there is a need of converting a digital signal to analog signal. So that's all about Atmega 16 architecture and its function, and its, the building blocks that comprises the AVR microcontroller. So that's it.